How's it going, everybody? This is Crafting at 6 Coding, and today I am going to show you or give you a tutorial on how to create a slider in Java application. And you might ask, what kind of slider? And you can see this kind of slider in like a volume, like in one you have in Windows, like this. We'll create a slider like this. Okay, and now let's jump right into the code. I already create the slider project here, and now we just need to create the slider class. Create new class, slider, finish. Okay, so first we need to extend JFrame like in every application we have created. Now the second, we need to create this in the main method. Okay, now after that, inside this we're going to create the slider and everything else. So we need to first import the JFrame, and after that we'll create the slider. First, it's the JSlider class, JSlider, let's name it slide, close new JSlider, and inside the parameters, JSlider dot vertical, because we're going to create the vertical one, the vertical slider. And then set it to 0 and set the amount to 50 and 25. Done. Now we're going to create the text of the slider. I need to explain this later when we have created the slider. Just follow my code first right now. Slide dot set minor text spacing to. I'll explain to you what this method does and what this is supposed to be at the end of the program, when we have the program run, and we can see, and I can give you a display on what this does. Slide dot set major text spacing 10. And now slide dot set slide dot let's see, I forgot. Set visible true. Oh wait, it's not set visible, but set paint text equals true. And then slide dot set paint slide dot slide dot paint labels, set paint labels true. And then after that, we're going to create a panel, which is going to be the container for this slider. JPanel panel equals new JPanel. Then panel dot add slide. We're adding the slide object inside the panel container. And after that, we're going to add panel into our windows. And after this, we need to create the JFrame inside the main method by creating another instance of this constructor. And yeah, now we're going to create the instance. Slider s equals new slider s.pack. This pack method is supposed to be a method that going to cause the windows of the application to fit the size and layout of its subcomponents, which the subcomponents is our slider. Now to that, s.pack s.set visible true, then s.set default close operation saveframe.exit on close. Now after this, we basically have the code done and we can run the application. And voila, we have the slider right here. And what I meant by the minor tick spacing, if you can see this, there are two main ticks in the slider. First is the major ticks, which as you can see as the 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Whereas the minor ticking spacing is the one that is inside the major space ticking. And what I mean by minor tick spacing 2, since we set the amount of the slider into 50, right? We are basically dividing this amount of 50 into divided by 2. And if you can count this will actually be 25 minor tick spacing. And then by what I mean by major tick spacing is actually the major tick spacing of the amount from 50. And when I set the amount up to 50, we're just dividing that 50 into 50 divided by 10, and it will give us 5 section of the slider like this: 0 to 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. And if we just like raise the amount to 100 to terminate this first, if we set the amount to 100, then as you can see the amount is 100, and major tick spacing, we divided the 100 into 2 pieces, and now we got 10 pieces, of the major tick spacing. And if you can count these little ticks, the minor ticks is supposed to be 100 divided by 2, and that means we have 50 minor tick spacing inside here. Okay, and I guess that's for today's tutorial, and thank you for watching. I hope you guys can understand and do it by yourself, and until the next video, happy coding.